Hello again. Last August, following the conviction of nurse Lucy Letby for the murder of 7 babies, I published a video in which I suggested that she might not be guilty. This was just after the guilty verdicts had been delivered and Letby was universally reviled. I think it fair to say that many people thought it in poor taste for me to raise the topic of her possible innocence. Such was the mood of people regarding the case. Now, 9 months later, the American magazine The New Yorker has published a very long piece, 13,000 words, in which the same idea is advanced, that there might have been a miscarriage of justice. I shall have to choose my words very carefully here, because Letby is due to be tried in a short while for the attempted murder of another baby, and I wouldn't like to be found in contempt of court. Because the case is currently sub judice, the New Yorker piece cannot be accessed on the internet in Britain, although interestingly enough the print version will be going on sale here. This is likely to precipitate a legal problem, and it's possible that the publishers and distributors of the magazine might find themselves brought up before the court for contempt. Essentially, the piece in the New Yorker points out the same thing which I did in a few videos, a link to one of which I give in the description to this video. The main point is that there was no actual evidence that any murders had been committed, let alone that they had been committed by Lucy Letby. The case really revolved around statistics, that is to say the supposed odds against Letby working a shift during every single one of the deaths or supposed attempted murders of the infants with whom she was dealing. That and some incoherent scribbles found in her home, in which she said that she killed the babies because she was not good enough. These supposed confessions were, to say the least, a bit ambiguous. The Lucy Letby case is almost identical to that of a young woman in the Netherlands called Lucia de Burke. Like Letby, she too was a paediatric nurse working with babies and small children. Like Lucy Letby, she was convicted of murdering 7 of these infants, and in 2003 she was sent to prison for life, just as Letby has been. And just as in Letby's case, there was no actual evidence that any murders had even been committed. It was simply the fact that Lucia de Burke had been on duty when the deaths had occurred. At her trial, a statistician testified that the odds against Lucia de Burke having been on duty when all the incidents took place were 342 million to 1. This too was the line that the prosecution took at Lucy Letby's trial. In the description to this video, I give a link to the Wikipedia page on the Lucia de Burke trial. There was a sequel to the case, which was that 6 years after her conviction, Lucia de Burke was freed, and the prosecution admitted that there might not even have been any murders at all. The parallels with the Lucy Letby case really are uncanny. And if she is allowed to appeal against her conviction, some people believe that Lucy Letby will also be exonerated. I had best stop at this point, because although I do have a PDF of the New Yorker article, I think I'd best see if the publishers will be the subject of legal action here before I start quoting from it or anything.